Well, we're finally ready for a second half kickoff here in Fremont. 7-6 Doane leading it over Midland. Well, this is the homecoming game for Midland. It's also their senior day. And 26 Midland Warriors senior players were recognized alongside their families and friends at the before the game. And then at halftime, Midland announced their homecoming royalty as well as their Warrior Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2023. So that was a Friday night thing where Midland inducted three individuals and a team into the Warrior Athletic Hall of Fame. One of them, Linda Hartman, 1989 she played, Eric Verba, 2010, and Justin Zabolski, 09. And then also the 2013 volleyball team was honored as well. So Midland's had a pretty packed weekend so far, to say the least. Some events on Friday, a lot of events today, including this football game. Well, Doane, unfortunately for Midland's sake, would want to win the game today, as this could be the big part of Midland's weekend right here, this football game. And Doane wants to get that win on the road here in Midland in hostile territory. I'm sure all of you at home have heard the cowbells the entire game. They've been quite loud, to say the least. Right now, I'm looking down at them, and they're currently uninhabited by any individual. So Doane might have a little less crowd noise to deal with to begin the second half before those people get back to their cowbells and continue making loud crowd noise. So Kellen Meyer and company will kick it off to begin the second half, but before we do anything, he has to come back and re-tee the ball because the wind knocked it down. If the wind knocks it down again, then they might have to have a holder hold the ball on the kickoff. It's not knocking it down yet, so Meyer will get ready to kick this one off. He boots it away to start the second half as this one easily goes into the end zone. Actually went through the uprights, so this was some crazy, if football had some crazy rules, that might have given Doane some points. But either way, Midland starts with the football at the 25-yard line, trailing by 1 point. There's been 2 touchdowns in this game. One was from Doane midway through the first quarter. Then early in the second quarter, Midland scored a touchdown. Since then, there's been no other points scored. 7-6 is the score. 15 minutes in the third, 15 in the fourth. Can Doane pick up their first win of the year in Fremont, Nebraska? Come back to Crete next week, play Mount Marty with a little chip on their shoulder. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Taryn Berry. And then there's a flag. I think it's going to be delay of game. Yep, delay of game on Midland as the clock hits triple zeros, the play clock does. And they'll have to back up 5 yards to make it 1st and 15 from the 20. We see Tariq Brown come back into the game. He's their senior wide receiver, and he got injured on a non-contact injury at the end of the first half. Came up limping, was able to walk off slowly under his own power. And now he's back in the game, lined up here on the near side. Man in motion. And then another flag as they were ready to hand it off to Tyson Denkert. And it's going to be a false start. False start on Midland. Wow, so they're really biting themselves in the butt right now at these penalties. It would have been a 1st and 10 from the 25. Now it's a 1st and 20 from the 15. Need to get all the way out to the 35 to pick up the first down and move those chains. So Taryn Berry, as the wind starts to pick up here in Fremont. 3 receivers to his right, looks to his right, screen pass to Brown. Tariq Brown able to power forward here on the near sideline and pick up about 2 yards or so. 2nd and 18 coming up here at the 17. Early in the third quarter, I think that was actually the first play that Midland had actually successfully gotten off and ran in the second half. The other 2 times they would have snapped the ball resulted in 2 flags. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right of Taryn Berry. The back man is Tyson Denkert as the tailback. Over to his left. Berry will pass and look down the field and near the nearest sideline. It's some separation, and it hits the hands of Kalen Coates and incomplete. Oh, he had his man beat. Zach Fox was trying to keep up with him. Again, that ball put on the money. But Coach just isn't able to reel it in for the catch, and it's going to be 3rd and 17 coming up here for Midland, not even a minute into the second half. They really wanted to take a shot down the near side of the field right here and attack that freshman cornerback of Doane. They did it, and it was almost successful, but incomplete. 3rd and long. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 1 in the slot. Buried a pass, looking down the field, dumping it off over the middle, and incomplete to Kalen Coates as he was dumping it off to a man underneath. He was wide open, but Coates couldn't reel it in. It's 4th and 17, and Doane's going to get the ball back here to begin the second half. Not even a minute in, not even actually 50 seconds in, 49 seconds in exactly. And Midland already has to punt. So right now, Doane is in prime position. Want to mention that they are punting left to right. So Zach Hodge is punting into the wind. DeRiso standing at his own 45. Hodge boots it away from his 6. And that one is getting pushed back by the wind. It bounces at the 30 and then bounces back to the 25. That is going to be officially a 19-yard punt. The wind making a huge impact in this game. And Doane's going to get the ball at the Midland 25-yard line after the mistake of a punt by Hodge. Well, this could not be a better setup for Doane right now. They're nearly in the red zone on the first play of this drive. Question of the day is, can they convert? Can they score a touchdown? Rook Williams goes 5 wide. He's empty. 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Will they go with the screen pass to the far sideline? It looks like it. Williams, screen pass to the outside. Caught there by Jeremiah Payne. He gets inside the 25, down to the 24, pickup of 2. So 2nd and 8. Well, the Cowbells are back and fully in action. I guess they knew Midland was going to get the ball first and they didn't need to use them yet. But no, they are back. I don't think it's going to be very hard to miss that. There's also a plastic bag flying across the field as the wind has picked up here in Fremont, Nebraska pretty significantly. I think it's coming from the tailgate all the way to my right. 3 receivers to the left. Williams hands it off. Rian Green trying to get to the left side. He powers and pushes forward. Short gain of about a yard or so makes it 3rd and probably 3rd and 7 coming up here. Well, for Kellen Meyer, he would have the wind to his back if he kicks the field goal. Obviously, Doane does not want that. They want to score a touchdown here. Can they get it? Rook Williams also throwing with the wind to his back. Will they take a deep shot here? 2 to his left, 1 to his right. 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Rian Green is to his left in the backfield. 1 lined up in the slot. It's Nate Fox. 9 on the play clock. 3rd and 7. Williams looking to his right, throwing it to the outside. Caught. Jeremiah Payne inside the 20 on the far sideline, down at the 16. And that is a pickup of 8 and a first down for Doane. Jeremiah Payne, haven't heard his name too much, unfortunately, today. But he makes a nice play here. Nate Fox line up in the slot again. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. JP's to the right. Might have one-on-one. But they'll hand it off to Rian Green instead, bouncing to the left side. He's inside the 10, inside the 5. Rian Green knocked down at the 3. Big pickup there. That moves the chains. Pickup of 12. 1st and goal is actually officially at the 4, but Rian Green attacks that left side of the offensive line, and David Garcia and Joseph Neal does a great job of creating a hole. Williams goes empty. They're in the jumbo set here. Will Williams decide to run it? Midland on that goal line defense. 1st and goal from the 4. Williams rolling to his right. Design quarterback run. He gets down to the 2. Pickup of 2, 2nd and goal now for Doane. So Doane goes with a design quarterback run for Rook Williams, the freshman, the southpaw, trying to get his first win as a Doane Tiger starting quarterback. Williams, they're in the jumbo set again. Runs it this time, tries to find a hole up the middle, and he got met all the way back at the 4, a loss of 2 on the play. Nice play getting in there, getting up and celebrating. Wee T. Mo, the sophomore defensive tackle. couple other guys getting in there too, like Noah Ethan, the fifth year. All right, 3rd and goal. Now, is this 4-down territory for Doane? You don't think it would be, but it might. They're in the jumbo set again. Looks like they'll run it with Williams. But actually, Williams comes up, goes under center. Man in motion. Williams rolling to his left, looking, going to the end zone. He overshot his man. It was Carson Reimers in the end zone. Incomplete. So they went with a pass on 3rd and goal from the 4. Now it's 4th and goal. And here comes Kellen Meyer. So they'll have to kick it. Kellen Meyer coming in, or right now he's 5 for 12 on field goals this season. Missed earlier on in the game, wide left. But that was when he was kicking into the wind. Now he's kicking with the wind to his back. And this is a chip shot of about 31 yards or so. 21 yards. Correction. Kellen Meyer boots it through. And Doane puts some more points on the board. That ball actually almost just went to the street. So that's how much of an impact the wind has in this game. So Kellen Meyer makes a 21-yard field goal. And Doane, about 4.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter, leads at 10-6 over Midland. We'll be right back on Ole Red. Welcome back to Ole Red's coverage of Doane University Tigers football. 4 games left of the season, including this one. 2 home games, 2 road games. They'll be back in Crete, the Tigers, next week against Mount Marty, and they'll play in Seward, Nebraska, which is pretty close to Crete. They'll play that game against Concordia, and then their final game of the season is at home against Hastings. Kellen Meyer boots this one deep. This one's easily going into the end zone. Might actually is good again. So it goes through the uprights. But unfortunately, we don't play by those rules, by those street rules. It's 10:38 to play in the 3rd. Kellen Meyer did make a 21-yard field goal, though. That's the thing. When he's kicking into the wind, he has a great leg. When he's punting into the wind, punting and kicking with the wind to his back, he can kick that thing really far. Kellen Meyer's 6 for 13 on field goals this season. Now Midland's offense, who went 3 and out to begin the second half, comes out. Taryn Berry with Denkert behind him. They hand it off to Denkert, the tailback. Starting at the 25, he gets ahead to the 27, picks up 2 at 2nd and 8. Well, like I said, this matchup has been has been a historic matchup. 94th meeting between these two teams. 47-35 record for Doane. They have a winning record against this team. They have 1 tie as well, but they haven't won since 2021. Midland won in Crete last year, 20-6. 2nd and 8 from the 27. Direct snap to Denkert. Wildcat formation. Powers ahead up the middle. Picks up about 3 yards to the 30. And it's going to be 3rd and 5 coming up here. See if Doane can get off the field. Good play by the defensive line of the Tigers. Carson LaValle was in there. Also getting in there was Reese Sudavern. Seth Hagan. This defensive line has done a good job at stopping the run, especially late in the first half and early in the second half, too. 3rd and 5. 2 receivers to the left of Taryn Berry. Behind him is Denkert in the backfield. Man in motion is Tariq Brown. 2 in the slot. Doane sends blitz. Rolling to his left is Berry. Throwing it out of bounds, intended for Brown, but he overshot him on the far sideline. And it's 4th and 5, and here comes the Midland punting unit once again. Big defensive plays for Doane here. They haven't really been able, they haven't allowed this Midland crowd to really have anything to cheer about today. Midland's offense has been shut down. An offense that averages about 337 yards per game. But Doane's defense is playing really well right now. Here's another punt into the wind for Zach Hodge. His last punt was about 19 yards. This one goes for a lot more. DeRiso fair catch signaled and dropped. He dropped it, but he got it back. He recovered it at the 33. So DeRiso fair catch. Didn't make the catch cleanly, but luckily he was able to corral it in with his legs and get control of that football. And Doane still has it. No mistake on special teams for the Tigers. Here comes Doane's offense again. They had a great starting field position. They were able to get all the way down to the 2-yard line, a few tackles for loss, a couple incompletions, and then Midland forced Doane to just a field goal. Two to the right, one to the left for Rook Williams. Toriso's in motion. Williams to Rian Green, handing it off and getting to the right side, but he gets met and loses a yard back to about the 32, so it'll be 2nd and 11. Haven't seen Rian Green lose much yardage when he's ran the football today. The Midland's defensive line was prepared for it and got there. Well, Doane averages 78 yards rushing per game, and today they've done really well. Over 100 yards rushing. They average 149 passing, and they've also done well with the passing yards, too. 3 to the left of Rook. 1 to the right. Williams looks to his right, takes a shot down the field on the far sideline, and Jeremiah Payne couldn't get to it. It was overshot for JP. Good coverage on that play by Trey Kingsland, the cornerback. We've said his name quite often, the 5th-year senior. Taking that COVID eligibility year. Folks, this game is brought to you by Crete Ace Hardware, the help for hardware folks. Ken's You Safe Pharmacy, caring for you and about you. Crete Area Medical Center, Front and Wilbur Clinics. Stop and shop in Crete, fast and fresh and fun. And Fisher's Beer, Wine, and Spirits in Crete. Doane on 3rd and 11. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Rook Williams looking over the middle, and it's almost picked. Intended for Carson Reimers, almost intercepted on that play. Over the middle by Thaver Thornbrew, the sophomore free safety who was playing kind of closer to the line of scrimmage and hit his numbers and went right out of his hands. Tough break. But not for Doane, though. Now they'll punt it, which is actually way better than giving up that interception. Kellen Meyer to punt it from inside his own 20. Standing back inside his own 20 is Tyson Denkert. That one's going far. I mean far. Denkert lets it bounce inside the 10. Bounces at the 2. At the 1. They keep it alive. Doane downs it at the 1-yard line. What a punt for Kellen Meyer. Oh, my goodness. It looked like it was going to bounce into the end zone. That's why Denkert left it. And then it bounced at the 2. Bounced at the 1. It was kind of like a dramatic cartoon. Right there, it looked just like a dramatic cartoon right there of how long it took to bounce up in the air, which actually helped Doane way more. Now Midland, it's not at the 1, it's at the 3. But either way, Midland is backed up with their backs to their own end zone. 8:05 to play in the 3rd. 10-6, Doane in the lead. They've been in this situation before, though, Doane. Having the lead in the second half. Can they keep it? Here's the play action. Taryn Berry taking a shot down the near sideline. It's caught out across the 30 and down at the 36 by Kalen Coates. They've tried that play before a few times. This time it works out for the senior wide receiver. He's out across the 35, close to the 40. So they went with play action. Berry launched it on one-on-one coverage on the near sideline from his own end zone. And nice catch there from Coates. We've seen a few times that ball hit his hands and he dropped it. This time he makes a nice catch on, unfortunately, it was Zach Fox who had to be the recipient on that play. Now here's the handoff to Denkert. The tailback finds a hole. He's across the 40. Spin move across midfield and down into Doane territory at the 47. Pick up a 14 on the run. First down and 10 Midland. And now after that one single play from their own end zone, seems like they have a ton of momentum right now in this one. Now they're into Doane territory at the 46. Midland this season is trying to get a big win here. Currently 4-4. 5th place, tied for 5th place right now with Concordia in the G-Pack. Man in motion. Looking to the right side. Berry pump faking. Now goes out to the flat. It's caught by Desmond Prusia into space across the 40 on the near sideline. Knocked out of bounds on that play at the 40-yard line. Nice play on the coverage there for Jared Smith, who made the tackle out of bounds. Pick up on the play of officially 7 yards, and it's 2nd and 3. Barry was looking to go deep on the play, decided to dump it off in the flat to Prussia. 2nd and 3 from inside the 40 of Doane territory for the Warriors of Midland. 6:10 to go in the third quarter. Barry, the senior, handing it off to Denkert, powering his way upfield, and he broke a couple tackles, gets to the 35. Pickup of 5 is enough for the first down. Well, now Tyson Denkert is starting to find his rhythm. This team has 204 passing yards per game, 132.5 rushing yards per game. Right now, though, their rushing is starting to take shape. And Denkert is really starting to find his rhythm as well. We've seen Levi Markey a few times as well. He's actually out on the field right now and lined up in the backfield with Denkert and Barry. One to the left, one to the right. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Looked like miscommunication. Barry takes off to the left side on his own. Gets out of bounds at the 35. No gain on the play. Looked like Barry wanted to hand it off to Levi Markey, but Levi Markey never intended for him to get the football. So no gain on the run by Barry. 2nd and 10 with 5:10 to play in the third quarter. Now we're getting into crunch time here. Who will take advantage of the crunch time situation? Which team will come away with the win today? Will Doane be 1-7 at the end of this game, or 0-8? Will Midland be 5-4, or will they be 4-5? Guess we'll find out in the next 20 minutes or so. Doane sideline trying to get loud here. Barry, handoff to Denkert on the left side, inside the 30. There goes Barry. He's inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, it's Denkert. Tyson Denkert with a 35-yard touchdown run to the far side corner, and Midland has their first lead of the game. It's 12-10 Warriors. He found a hole on that left side of the offensive line, and the safeties and cornerbacks who were playing up high never even had a chance to get to Denkert, who has that seriously good straight line speed. Now Midland will go for the PAT. It's Jared Quinones who gets it to go. Quinones leads Midland's team history in total points scored for this team, and continues to rack up his tally here with that extra point. Midland up by 3, 13-10 over Doane midway through the third quarter. We'll be right back on All Red. Welcome back to All Red 99.5's coverage of Doane football. Jared Quinones actually leads the team. Like I said before, he has a Midland program record in career points scored, 219 from 2020 to 2023 this year. He is a senior. This could be his last season, but he has definitely made an impact for this team, to say the least. Makes that extra point there. I don't really know why they didn't go for that extra point on the first time that they got a touchdown. But they go for it here, and now it's 13-10 Midland leading it over Doane. This season, Quinones in special teams, 6 for 8, actually 7 for 9 now in field goals. Fair catch signal at the 32-yard line by Doane on the kickoff. That's where they'll start. 24 for 26 on extra points for Quinones as well. He's pretty good on that. He's a very veteran kicker here for Midland. All right, now let's see what Midland's defense can do. They've held Doane to just 3 points since they scored that opening touchdown midway through the first quarter. Can Doane deliver and get their first win of the season? Rook Williams with 3 to his right, 1 to his left. Looks like Tristan Graff is in the backfield this time. 1st and 10 from the 31. Williams looking to his right, throwing it out and falling and tripping as he makes the catch. On the far sideline there is Carson Reimers. It was a screen pass, and then he tripped over his own feet and gets no gain. Actually, they'll mark him a loss on the play. 2nd and 11. 4:20 to play in the third quarter. This is crunch time here. Who's going to deliver? Trips to the nearest sideline for Doane. Williams fakes the handoff. Rook Williams cutting upfield over on the right side and gets out to about the 35-yard line. Picks up 5 and makes it 3rd and 6. So nice play by Rook Williams. He really sold that one. Even I thought that Tristan Graff had the ball there on that handoff, but Rook Williams had it on the option. 3rd and 6. Will Williams throw it? Jeremiah Payne, it looks like, is up on the far sideline. 3 on the near sideline. Williams looking to the far sideline. It's caught by JP. Jeremiah Payne, I don't think he got there. He caught it at the 39. He needed to get to the 41. He comes up 2 yards short of the line to gain. And now Coach Bessler has a decision to make. Does he punt? And my question has been answered very quickly as the punt unit runs out there. And Jeremiah Payne made a nice catch as he was being covered pretty difficultly by Trey Kingsland. He made a nice catch and then tried to run to the near side of the field, where he could have tried to get the first down, but he was just getting pounced there by Warriors players left, right, and center. Kellen Meyer to punt for the 3rd time this half. Boots it from the 30. This one's going to take a bounce at the 29 and bounces all the way into the red zone inside the 10. This could be the play of the game right here as it's down at the half-yard line. Are you kidding me, Kellen Meyer? He just downed it at the half-yard line. Kellen Meyer might just be the player of the game today for Doane. Oh my goodness, what a performance for him. He booted that from his own 30, and now it's at the half-yard line. Remember, Midland was at the 3-yard line last drive, and it was an immediate play-action deep shot for Taryn Berry, delivering it to his wide receiver, Kalen Coates, who made the catch and got them all the way to the 40. Well, now they're seriously in deep, deep waters here. Can the defensive line of Doane get to the quarterback and potentially force a safety? Here's Denkert going Wildcat in the end zone. He'll run it out of the end zone, cut up field, and get solid yardage to the 10-yard line as he picks up about 9 yards. 2nd and 1 for Midland, but man, Denkert on that Wildcat, he's been so lethal the entire game when he's winning that Wildcat formation. This time he picks up 9 and gets them out of their own end zone. 2:15 to play in the 3rd. 2nd and 1 for Midland, all the way back at their own 10. Got 2 backs along with Barry, Denkert and Markey. Who will they hand it off to? They'll go to Denkert. He finds some space on the right side and powers across the 11, gets to the 15, and picks up 5, which is enough for a first down. Well, now this has got to be Doane's defense making some big plays here. They got to keep their offense in this game, which they've been able to do so far. They've been able to keep them in the lead until the last drive. But Doane's offense has struggled a little bit to find some space and some rhythm. That's like a little bit of miscommunication or confusion with Doane's defense. Now they're set. Barry hands it off to Denkert. Denkert over on the right side finds a little hole and gets across the 20 and all the way out to about the 22. So he was able to pick up 6 yards on that run immediately. Wow, Denkert is starting to get some good yards per carry in this game. Already on this season, Denkert has 48.5 yards per game. Now it's 2nd and 3. Denkert is just a sophomore, by the way. He goes Wildcat again as Barry's lined up to the left side in the slot. Wildcat for Denkert, runs it himself, this time to the left side of the defensive line. He's going to get met, and he's going to get wrapped up and brought down to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Nice play over on that far sideline there for Jackson Seward, who I saw got in there and made the play. Also getting in there as well, Ty Martinson, who we were able to talk to in Crete at the Calabria Italian restaurant on Wednesday night. All right, 3rd and 3 coming up here with 15 to go in the 3rd quarter. Will they even decide to run a play, or will they bring it to the 4th? Let's see. Looks like they're not even going to run a play here. So that'll do it. 0-0 on the game clock. 3 quarters in the book. The 4s coming up on the sideline for each team. Each team knows that in 15 minutes or more, one of these teams will have one win more in the book. Can Doane get their first win of the year? We'll find out as we come back for the 4th quarter after this. 13-10, Midland leading it over the Tigers from Fremont on Ole Red.